Round 9 of the World Rally Championship is one of the most spectacular and demanding of the season. This is day 2 of Rally Argentina. Located in Cordoba to the northwest of Buenos Aires, there are 7 time special stages ahead of the field today and 114 kilometers of sandy roads along the Calamuchita and Punillo valleys. The mixture of wide, fast and narrow rough stages keep the crews on their toes. Combine that with the unpredictable weather of the Argentine winter and you get some idea of the challenge ahead of them. The local fans are passionate about their motorsport and up to 2 million of them are expected to line the stages. This provides great atmosphere, but the resulting traffic problems can leave the region not far short of gridlock. Wet conditions on day 1 meant slippery first surfaces and rocks pulled out into the road. Gigi Galli's all-action style not without its moments.
Still the rear bumper.
The Italian was lying an impressive 4th until broken suspension and then transmission failure forced him out on day 1.
Now we have 30 minutes penalty in the back, but it's okay.
Disappointing start too to Yanni Parsonen's rally. The Skoda driver broke his suspension after hitting a rock, ending a very brief weekend for the Finnish man. Even the local drivers were not immune to the dangers of Rally Argentina. Hardly surprising that the Europeans strike trouble so often. This is the Ford of Cordoba-born Marcus Legato. He went off the road in his first appearance in a WRC car and then later caught another Ford driver, the struggling Luis Perez Companc. Bad day at the office. Francois Duval back in his Citroën Zara after being dropped for 2 rallies. He slowly regained his confidence over the first day to finish in the points in 7th place at the end of day 1. Harry Rothenperez impressed again in the Mitsubishi Lancer. He's locked in a battle for 4th place with Ford's Tony Gardemeister. Fellow Finn just 8 seconds ahead coming into leg 2. Third Finn in the top 5, Marcus Grönholm, former winner of Rally Argentina. He struggled in the Peugeot 307 early on in the slippery conditions. He's currently lying 3rd, but frustrated at his lack of pace.
I have no confidence with the car, absolutely no.
Ahead of Marcus, another former world champion, Petter Solberg. The Norwegian normally excels in such changeable conditions, and he led the rally early on. But the Subaru driver's been giving it his all in his effort to get back to his winning ways. Despite all of that effort, as has been the case for the last 5 rallies, he's been unable to halt the domination of championship leader Sébastien Loeb. Despite a close shave with a startled cow, the Frenchman has won 6 of the day's 8 stages, and at the end of the first day has pulled out a healthy advantage. Healthy to the extent of 31.3 seconds ahead of Petter Solberg. A late charge from Marcus Grönholm sees him close right up on 2nd place. The weather's deteriorated again for the start of leg 2. Been raining heavily all night, though it's just eased off in time for the first stage. And once again, the lively locals have braved the wintry conditions to pack the stages in their tens of thousands. The rainfall may make driving conditions a nightmare, but it could be good news for Pirelli runners, such as this one, Marcus Grönholm. The Italian rubber normally comes into its own in such wet gravel. Well, Marcus Gronholm's the first of the top three to tackle stage 11. And tyre choice looks as though it may be critical this morning. The Finn has selected a softer compound than his closest rivals. It remains to be seen if he's chosen wisely. There's another water splash to tackle on this stage, and that could be bad news, of course, for Petter Solberg, who was forced to back off heavily in his Subaru through yesterday's water splashes.
Are you frustrated about the fact that you just can't really go for it on this rally?
Well, it's a team decision, so we have to respect that.
What would your decision be?
That's flat, yeah.
Solberg begins the day under pressure to close the gap on the rally leader, but also to hold off the resurgent Gronholm from behind. So what about that water splash? Well, here he comes, and he's showing little signs of slowing down yet. The team may want him to back off. That did look pretty quick. The fans certainly enjoying themselves. And so too is Sebastian Loeb. The Frenchman's turn here to take on the crossing, and he looks pretty committed there as well. So let's have a look using virtual spectator, compare the three leading cars as they start stage 11. Solberg makes the best start, showing that he's determined to try and run down the Frenchman at the head of the field, Loeb and Gronholm behind him. As they approach the water splash, does Solberg ease off? Well, maybe this is not what David Lapworth wants to see. Quite clearly the blue car still in front as they crest the rise and as they leave the water. Well, that was a shallower angle of attack than yesterday's water splashes. Looks like the Subaru's got away with that. And he has also chosen a harder tyre than Gronholm. Petter's pushing very hard this morning, maximum attack. He's quicker as well by 3.2 seconds.
Pushing and pushing, not giving up yet.
No, I haven't given up. Never.
Conversely, Sebastian Loeb has chosen a softer compound for his Michelin tyre this morning, and he does appear to be struggling for grip. He's nearing the end of the stage, so has Solberg managed to make an impression on that half-minute overnight lead? Well, they had a great battle yesterday morning before a poor suspension change cost the Subaru time. Loeb is slower here now by 7.6 seconds, a glimmer for the chasing pack.
For me, no grip in the stage. Sliding every time in all the direction, and impossible to keep the car straight.
So the rally leader just momentarily looking a little bit under pressure. This could be a great opportunity for Gronholm and Solberg to close the gap. On stage 12, the surface still looking very damp. Gronholm committed as ever, and he has to be. This is an extremely fast stage. He may have been frustrated at yesterday's lack of pace. The two-time world champion will keep trying right to the end of that. There can be little doubt. Solberg is next through stage 12. He's right on the limit, and that fastest time in stage 11 was a real confidence booster. The Norwegian absolutely on 110% attack. Despite that incredible stage 11 time, these looser, sandier surfaces may see the advantage swing the way of those using softer tyres. That's Gronholm and Loeb. This time it is Solberg who'll be slower. Gronholm back within 13 seconds of his back bumper.
Middle of a jump maybe, 215.
Back with the rally leader. Is he still struggling for grip on the Michelin tyres? Well, on this stage he shouldn't be. It's a more sandy base to the going, and he's managed to find a better rhythm already. The softer Michelin's digging in nicely. He's 1.6 quicker than Solberg.
The grip for me was much better than in the stage before, because in the sand it's going better. The stage before was more rocky with mud on that, and I had absolutely no grip.
It's been a better morning for Peugeot's second driver as well. Martin Martin is fourth fastest on the opening two stages. He's beginning to close on fifth position. And that place is currently occupied by Harry Rovanperä in the Mitsubishi. The Finn has found the conditions tough this morning. Mitsubishi driver's chosen the wrong tyre. He's struggling for grip on the looser sections. His advantage to Martin is down to 7.9 seconds after stage 12. An enticing battle in prospect.
Oikein täysmiinus sisältä, lyhyt vasen helppo miinus sisältä 4, oikea K.
You can see just how much Harry Rovanperä is having to use the steering wheel to keep the sliding Mitsubishi under control. And his lack of pace will also be good news for Ford's Tony Gardemeister. Pressures on his own position have eased a little. Gardemeister able to pull out a small advantage now on his fellow Finn. So with Martin's charge, the battle for fourth has now become a three-way fight. Sebastian Loeb again has a battle on his hands on day 2 of this rally for the win. Subaru's second driver Chris Atkinson just outside the points in 9th, ahead of Ford's number 2 Roman Cresta. Top Argentine Marcus Legato in 13th position. We've got a fight on our hands here in Argentina. Leg 2 continues. Welcome back to day 2 of Rally Argentina, where it's proving an interesting morning so far. Marco Martin has turned up as a much more determined young man than the one we saw yesterday in the Peugeot. He's right on the ragged edge here on stage 13, but a couple of wild moments may have cost him time, and that could give Harry Rovanperä a chance to make his 5th place more secure. The Finn's best finish since joining Mitsubishi is 4th in Sweden. He has a chance of repeating that here. First though, he's got to hold off the attentions of Martin. Rovanperä is over 5 seconds quicker.
Näin lopussa oikein K plus 3. Pitkä vasen K miinus pidä.
Looks like his tyre choice that cost him time earlier is starting to work a little better. Marcus Grönholm won 3 of the morning's 4 stages last year, the fast-flowing roads similar to those of his homeland in Finland. The Peugeot driver feels more confident through stage 13 then. And he's been very quick again, building the pressure on the man who lies in second place ahead of him, Norwegian Petter Solberg.
Vasen eri ahdas ylinypyn. Oikein tiukka ahdas. 9. Vaseri miinus.
Marcus, you won stage 12. How was that one?
Okay. We have to see. There is something not correct.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Grönholm concerned about something in the car. His time was still good, while Solberg continues to struggle on his hard compound tyres, which seem to be the wrong choice for these slippery conditions at least. He has managed to set a fastest time this morning, which was considerably surprising given his lack of grip. But it's a different story on stage 13. The time disappointing, only the 4th fastest, nearly 8 seconds slower than Grönholm.
Petter, you've been quite quick this morning. How was it?
I'm bending the rear arm.
Big problem?
Well, that will have damaged and deranged the suspension. Solberg's drop in pace will be good news for early rally leader Sebastian Loeb. But even the imperious Frenchman has found the conditions difficult. Look at this. A mistake there, precious seconds lost as he struggles to get going after the spin. That was a very, very rare error from the world champion. That might just put his lead a little more under threat.
How was stage 13 then, Sebastian?
Big spin in 4 gear left with big ruts. The front go in the rut and the rear spin over that, so I stalled the engine in 4 gear, opposite direction of the stage. Had to go reverse, front, and I think I lost minimum 15 seconds.
Very, very lucky.
Lucky, yes, but it was after that perhaps I was more lucky, because after I was pushing like hell and everything was okay.
Remarkably, Loeb's stage on that time was only 7.4 seconds slower than Grönholm, and he actually beat Solberg, so he was pushing, as he said. So his lead is safe for the time being. Fans of all shapes and sizes waiting for the action at the second run through Santa Rosa de Calamuchita. With over 60 cars having passed through this morning, it is now extremely rutted going for the front runners. After a somewhat wild performance on the previous test, Marco Martin needs to regain some focus to get back to hauling in Harry Rovanperä. Like Grönholm, the Mitsubishi driver should be perfectly at home on these fast-flowing stages, although it is a lot rougher now than it was earlier. The Finn's on harder tyres than his Estonian rival. That looks as though it might have been a mistake. Well, there's Martin's time. Rovanperä 13.3 seconds ahead coming into the stage. He's going to be slower, it would seem. And there it goes. Flying finish board around the corner. Gosh, 7.2 down. The gap now halved to 6.1 seconds. Few indeed. There are battles up and down the leaderboard here in Argentina, and the most intriguing is taking place at the sharp end for a change. Marcus Grönholm's been inspired this morning, steadily closing on Petter Solberg in second place. As you might expect from a former world champion, utter commitment and concentration again. This is impressive stuff from the Finn. 6 seconds faster than anyone else so far.
It was 4.5 seconds between you and Petter coming in, and obviously every stage is a big push, but you hoped you maybe took some time off him?
I don't think we took time off him, but we will see.
Well, Solberg next up, desperate to hold on to second place. He's been suffering with his wrong tyre choice so far. Don't forget, there's that bent rear arm as well. Has he managed to change it? Can he make one more push to hold Grönholm off until they get to service? New tyres and straight suspension will certainly help later on. Just 4.5 seconds separated the two drivers before the stage, and as Solberg closes on the flying finish, his position could definitely be under threat. Flying finish board around the corner, he's not quick enough. 5.8 seconds, second place goes to Marcus Grönholm. That's close.
Petter, it was 4.5 second advantage to you coming in. You've lost that.
Yeah, that's how it is. It's very, very rutted, and it's very, very difficult to get the traction properly. I think maybe it was a little bit too hard tire for traction when it's so loose.
So Sebastian Loeb now has a new challenger for the lead. He's not been able to dominate as he did on day one. The Frenchman hasn't managed a single fastest time so far today, and that trend continues on stage 14. Even the world champion is nearly 5 seconds slower than the charging Grönholm. So what is it? Wrong tyre choice, wrong setup, or did Sebastian Loeb, for once in his life, get out of bed on the wrong side on day 2 of Rally Argentina?
I'm driving well, make no mistake, and I'm losing time all the time. I feel it's very slippery, and the time of Marcus is also very good. So, but okay, now we go in some other stages. I don't really like this one, so I'm happy to finish with this one.
25-second cushion still separates Loeb from second place, but now it's Grönholm who's doing the chasing, and on current form, he's got a day and a half. He might just mount a challenge for victory.
Marcus, 3 stage wins in a row, up to second. Where did that little bit of extra come from?
No, I think it's up to the roads down there. They were fast and wide. It's suitable for our car. Really, we can drive in different way. And on the other stages where it's not really place to put the car.
Petter's just 1.3 behind. You've got to keep going.
yeah, but okay. It will not be easy, but I will try.
Marcus has just edged you out of second place.
Yeah, he was a little bit too tough after the first stage this morning. I think I took a little bit harder tire. I think that is the main reason. And also on the third stage this morning I went into a bank and bended the A-arm in the rear and lost a little bit time there. So that's how it is. But we haven't given up yet, and not even the place to Loeb.
Sebastian, Marcus and Petter are really pushing you quite hard, and you've got to fight for this victory.
Yes, it's not so easy. Marcus was 20 seconds faster than us this morning, so now the gap is only 25 with him, and it's a long way to go, so it's not finished.
Stay with us to find out if Gronholm can catch the rally leader. Three more stages to come on the second day here in Rally Argentina, and it's back to Carlos Pats for the next test, a repeated run through yesterday's opener. Marcus Gronholm's been the fastest driver all day. If he can keep up this momentum, he may well be able to mount a challenge for the rally lead. Petter Solberg had been holding second until Gronholm's charge today. His face, as always, focused and concentrated right on the limit. But he's hit something and it's affecting his brakes. This is going to be very costly.
6 left, plus and 1 right plus, tightens up long, opens.
Frustration then for the Norwegian. He'll lose 12 seconds over the course of the stage.
Okay, 100, keep right to crest, into 4 left up long, tightens of a crest. 30.
Go brakes.
Sebastian Loeb doesn't have a great track record at this event, though he's barely put a foot wrong so far this weekend. He struggled for grip for most of the morning, but he was very quick over these stages yesterday and looks just as fast again this afternoon. This is where he took the lead from Solberg yesterday. Can he pull out from Gronholm?
Incredible stage, very bad. Ruts like this everywhere, and it was not possible to drive. It was you work flat over big stones and everything. It was not interesting, but okay, the time is good.
So Loeb maintains his grip on the rally lead after stage 15 as he stemmed Gronholm's charge. Solberg 13 seconds behind following his brake problems. Just 2 more stages remaining then before the end of leg 2. Marco Martin's teammate Marcus Gronholm is proving that the Peugeot 307 is capable of setting fastest stage times, but the Estonian seems unwilling or unable to adapt his smooth driving style to suit the 307. He lies in 6th place as they go to the overnight halt. Harry Rovanperä, second quickest on stage 16, has done not just enough to hold off the attentions of Martin, but his times today leave the battle for 4th finally poised. Rovanperä's situation has been aided by another up-and-down day for Tony Gardemeister. He's been finding the afternoon stages very slippery, and another moment on the final test of the day leaves the Finn relieved to still be holding on to 4th. He's just 11 seconds ahead, though, going into the final day. This one will run and run. A stone hit Petter Solberg's rear brake caliper on stage 15. Loss of brake fluid means he's taking the final 2 stages on with front braking only. It's a disaster for Subaru's #1 driver. The inevitable loss of control results in a few nervous moments of his own, and he loses more time to Gronholm. It's a wild ride for Solberg and co-driver Phil Mills over the last 2 stages. Just look at that commitment, though.
6 left minus of a crest up long, tightens. Okay, Huawei.
And no handbrake failure, you know, and the brakes.
No, I know.
So with the Norwegian dropping back, Gronholm is free to resume his pursuit of rally leader Sebastian Loeb. It's been a fantastic second leg for the man who is the only driver in the field to have won this rally. Quite remarkable. He's on the limit right to the end of the day, claiming his 4th fastest time on stage 17. But again, as has been the case in the last 5 events, Loeb is leading going into the final day. And on all 5 occasions, that has meant just one thing: victory for the Frenchman. He may have a lead of less than 27 seconds, but with just 3 stages and 2 runs over the Super Special remaining, the Citroën driver will surely be confident of continuing his record-breaking run of victories this season. It's not over yet, though. Gronholm will know that one mistake can open the door for his first victory of 2005. The battle for 4th between Gardemeister, Rovanperä and possibly Marco Martin is also one to watch tomorrow. Outside the top 8, Chris Atkinson still waiting in the wings, should anybody slip up.
Petter, not the best day for you. I don't think you're going to win now.
The stages tomorrow are very tricky. I mean, like Lever, you can hit the rock and everything can happen. But obviously, after I lost the brakes on the last 3 stages now, it's very difficult. I lost so much time because On the first stage auto service I had 0 brakes, so not so good.
Tomorrow, Sebastian could make a mistake. You never know. You got your fingers crossed, perhaps?
Yes, but I am not happy to win if he does mistakes. But okay, yeah, it's difficult to catch him, but I will keep up the same pace and see what's happened.
What are your thoughts on tomorrow? Because you've got 2 very, very difficult stages.
Yes, I have 25 seconds lead, so I expect to keep my position, but I will have to continue to push, that's sure.
So is normal service being resumed in Argentina with Loeb still topping the timesheets? This rally has caught him out before and it might have a sting in the tail. Join us tomorrow to find out what happens. And don't forget, later on today at 5 British summertime, live stages on British Eurosport.